Hello and welcome to Cali's Legend Media. Okay, first of all, I want to thank all the subscribers once again for the participation in the comment section, for always hitting them likes. But today I want to give a special thanks out to a couple of subscribers that have gone to me and pointed something out to me that that was important for my well-being. You know, they were looking out, and I appreciate that. In fact, one drove up on me when I was on Whittier Boulevard, and he just drove up and, you know, said hello, shook hands, and before he drove off, he kind of gave me a bit of a warning and said, "Hey, Lucky, ¿sabes qué? Hey, homie, ponte trucha, homie, be careful, dog," you know. And he like gave me a look, you know, and I go, "Yeah, I know, homie, you know, don't worry, I got it." And he just like nodded his head and he drove off. Okay. The other one got at me in my comment section and pointed something out to me that I missed, that I didn't pay attention to. You know, I didn't see it until he pointed it out. And I take a look, and yep, sure enough, Blue Devil from Haters World or 200 Boys, whatever. He has so many different podcasts. Anyways, on a video that he did, a reaction video to a video that I made, he fixed a thumbnail, and in the thumbnail it showed an individual blurred out with a target, you know, a circle with the cross somewhere like right here, and pretty much put that a grave threat was presented. Okay. And he went through that video and pretty much, I guess, he gave his interpretation of what I was saying and what I was meaning and stuff. That video was geared for a certain individual that, in my opinion, start bringing things up again. And I was pretty much just defending myself, you know, on some comments that were made. And I noticed in the video when it came to stamina, and I said, you know, I probably have more stamina than 3 guys, you know, or I have enough stamina for 3 guys, and that's without me getting up out of my chair. Somehow that got turned into a serious a serious invitation or threat or something. Okay, and that was not what was being said. You understand? But by doing that little interpretation of my video, it pretty much kind of threw me under the bus. Why? Because we know that people watch these videos, you know, law enforcement watches them. We don't know who's watching, who's taking note. But that little target and all of that talk and everything and all of this and this, you know, like that doesn't need to be illustrated like that. If that's what I wanted to portray, I would have portrayed it personally, coming from me. But that wasn't it. I was just inviting somebody down to have a discussion here in my neighborhood regarding questions that I think this guy still has in his head or misconceptions that he may have. Now, I know that Blue Devil didn't do this intentionally towards me, or at least I don't think so. I don't believe it. Why? Because I don't know. You know, look, you guys get on my comment section, and sometimes I'm talking about something, but if it involves Blue Devil, the whole comment section turns to calling him names and saying derogatory things towards him. I don't care about none of that. You know, I really don't. And the reason being is because YouTube's not a place for all of that level 10 activity, you know? Like the other day with Matt, people were like, "Oh, he lied. He's a liar. His words no good. This and that and the other." Man, if we can't listen to someone that tells a lie about something or puts too much salsa on their story, we can't watch YouTube no more because mostly everybody on there does that shit. There's very few content creators that keep it real 100% and just uh, keep it real. There's no reason for all the shenanigans and stuff. Everything comes out in the end. That, like I said about the homie Blue Devil, not Blue Devil, it's the Swifty Blue. Like all of the name cut. No, nobody knows nothing until the end. When everything is said and done, then we're gonna know. Okay, and I'm gonna give you another example. Okay, there's a guy, an Edgar. Okay, that was accused a long time ago. This guy has 13 on his forehead right here, all kinds of tattoos. He always has a Edgar haircut with thick ass eyebrows, all trimmed like a certain dimension, like rectangular shit, or I don't know, man. Long time ago, somebody tried to expose him for messing with young girls, little girls. The guy's 20 something years old, and he was lying. He was messing with like a 16-year-old, and sure enough, it came out. Dude got arrested for 3 counts of I believe it was having pictures and movies of little ones. And yeah, sure enough, the dude turned out to be a pedo. It all comes out, man. Everything comes out. And then sometimes I wonder, man, we have people doing all kinds of outrageous, nasty shit on YouTube, and people don't care. People still watch. People still, So the only reason why I'm saying this is that caution to the viewers, take what you hear and see with a grain of salt. And I'm sure, like, whatever negativity is going on or that you feel about the person, it's going to all come out in the end. You know what I mean? According to some people, Matt has more strikes than just this story that he told. I don't know. I didn't hear him myself, but it all come out. Something that he had made derogatory comments about the raza and that they just come over here and have a bunch of kids and they need to all be deported and this and that and the other, And there was another one. Oh, that he's a Sureño, but he went running with the whites, And that's a big no-no, but okay, so who's gonna do something about all that? You know what I mean? That's something that he'll have to deal with the next time he gets locked up. And hopefully, the dude said he walked away from this lifestyle. Hopefully, he never does, and he just continues on his way. And whatever mistakes he made, because people make mistakes in life, it'll all turn out good with him. There's nameless. There's a list of people that you could just go around and say shit about. But I would appreciate it that if somebody wants to take the time to get into what I'm saying, that to get me involved. I'm gonna let you guys know something. I got invited to 3 different podcasts and respectable podcasts. You know what I mean? I don't know if one invitation was true or not. I got a email one time from Hoodstocks, but I don't know if it was a fake account or what. But there was a couple of content creators that had invited me on, and like I said, I'm just gonna do my thing for now. Why? Because I'm leery about what people would do with what I say. You know what I mean? At least here, I'm responsible for my own words, and anything that comes back to me for what I say, not for something that I said on somebody's podcast that may have been interpreted differently. And at least here, the people could ask me in the comment section and I can explain myself. Uh, yeah, there's just like YouTube's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I don't know. I don't know if Blue Devil thought he was doing me a favor by, kind of like putting me out there and yeah, he signed up with the old man and this and that. But like as far as trying to interpret what I say, I should be the one saying it and interpreting my own words. When somebody has a question, they should ask me, or if there's a misunderstanding or somebody wants to know what I meant by this, they could ask me, and then you know what I mean? Yeah, that anyways, I could have called him and talked to him about this, and I probably will. It's not a big thing, but I wanted to do it on YouTube because so many people have seen that video, and in fact, it was my people that watched different channels that brought it to my attention and said and told me how it looked to them, and I went and took a look, and then yeah, it looked like that to me too, and that's why I made this video. Anyways, it's not a big thing. I hope everybody understands. I'm not trying to cause no beef or nothing. I'm just trying to do my thing on YouTube and give the people some interesting topics and some things to think about. And hopefully it all leads to the same thing, man. Stay out of jail, stay free. Don't go behind the walls. Don't get involved with all of that because, you know, it could be detrimental to your health in a very serious way. That being said, God bless you. God bless your families and stay free, people. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It'd be highly appreciated. My channel gets a lot of views. Now that I've been paying attention to everybody's throwing everybody's numbers up and stuff, and I went and looked around the internet, and I do get a nice amount of views for the amount of subscribers I had, and I'm thankful for that. I really am. I really appreciate that. When I looked, it made me feel some sort of pride. So I appreciate that, you guys. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I don't know what holds people back from subscribing. I got an idea why they might not, but hey, if you're watching, if you're participating, just go ahead and subscribe. It would really help me out, help this channel grow, help me stay on YouTube, and give me a reason to put in this work every day. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video.